All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of The Nerds Who Drink. I'm Steve.
I'm Mark.
And guys, today we are visited by our lovely Cape May Brewing Company out of Cape May, New Jersey. We have a Coastal Evacuation double IPA. If only I could read. That is my Delaware County education sneaking up on there. Mark, tell us a little bit about this. You said you've been drinking it all weekend.
So, I've never actually had the chance to go to the Cape May Brewing Company, like the actual brewery itself. I know you have.
It is nice there.
I've heard. Unfortunately, when I was down the beaches this weekend, weather was kind of an issue over here on the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, it's been a little rough.
So, we didn't get a chance to actually go to the brewery. However, my buddy had some of these in his refrigerator, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like I said before, I'm new to the whole beer game. I'm more of a whiskey guy. So for me, I don't know, IPAs, whatever they are, I'm ready to learn.
I'm about it too. So it's a double IPA, has 8% alcohol by volume. Very excited. All right, so last but not least, we'll hit you with the 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, Mark. Give me a crack. Ooh, beautiful. Smells fantastic. Tastes even better. Ooh, that's solid. That's actually a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be.
It's light, but it's even keeled. There's not that really
It's not
hoppy.
super hoppy, yeah. I like that.
But there's just enough.
Yes, I'm not a huge fan of a beer that's going to punch me in the throat with hops. That's a personal preference thing. Call me what you will, but yeah, it's good. It is definitely decent. So I like it. I'll tell you how I feel about it by the end of the show, because I'm sure I'll be done. But moving forward, a couple things we wanted to talk to you guys about. So big news in the world of nerds who drink and other drinking nerds. We are teaming up with Trivia Time to do some guest slot stuff. If you listened to our last episode, we did a little spot for them. Mark and I are going to be co-hosting and guest hosting some events coming to you. We will be posting about them on our social medias. Trivia Time will be posting about it on their social medias, doing some cross-collaboration stuff. We're very excited. Very much looking forward to getting back out there, getting in, rubbing elbows with the people, so to speak, rather than being, I guess, in my house or in one of our, studios. Respectively, mine is Stark Tower and Mark's is is yours the Bat Cave, or would you consider it the Hall of Justice?
Yeah, I'd probably go. Actually, funny story. When I used to have my alarm up, the home was actually the Justice League. And then
Wonderful.
Each different room, one was the Mascara, one was Gotham, one was Atlantis.
I fucking love it.
The bathroom was Atlantis.
It has to be. It's where the most water is. So, yeah, Mark and I have respectively been building our home studios. I moved mine from one room to another. We're kind of getting things shaken up in the house a little bit.
And I'm in the process of remodeling 90% of my home.
So, yeah, welcome to being adults and having adult things to do. So, currently, we're just at my place doing our thing. We'd love to get back out there with some of you. And I know Listen 3000, some of our closest friends in the podcasting space, reached back out to us. We're going to do a team up with them here soon. Very excited about that.
Yeah, I love them guys.
Oh, they're fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about them. Their music that they make is phenomenal. I mean, I'm jealous that I don't have that skill. Seriously, if we're gonna link them on this post, and goddamn, they're awesome. But moving forward, speaking of nerdy things that we do,
You just played a game.
I did just play a game of Dungeons and Dragons at 2SP in Aston. So they host dungeons and drafts all over the country at this point now. I know it was in Philadelphia mostly in the beginning, and then it branched out to other parts of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, New York, etc., 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 etc. If you live in a state in the U.S., there's probably a Dungeons and Drafts nearby. So you can check out a local brewery, some of their local drinks, get a game of D&D in, which is super fun and exciting because I get to be a murder hobo. I promise you that's not who I am in real life, and that's why I get to play it in D&D. But no, it was super fun. We had a great time, good group of people. Our DM was awesome, and it's just a fun night out. Get out, express that fun, creative, and like role-playing side of your brain a little bit. Have fun, live in a fantasy world for a couple hours, have some beers while you're doing it. It sounds like a win-win for me. Mark, you got to come out to one of them. I will keep you posted on like the next one that Jay and I are heading out to.
Yeah, no, definitely let me know. I mean, it's like they say, like, men get older, but the toys just get bigger.
Oh, absolutely. They're definitely more expensive. Holy shit.
Like, literally, like, yes, we are in our 30s. However, I guarantee you that, like, we really got, like, focused on it, we would enter Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments that are around or Pokemon tournaments that are around,
dude,
again, whatever kind of stuff like that. Like, if we really put our mind to it, like, we are still children at heart.
Oh, 110%. I wish I knew more about, like, it has evolved so much from, like, when I was a kid. And I probably didn't even play it right when I was playing Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever when I was a kid. But, like, it's such a vast world, and I feel like I'm so far behind. I'm like, okay, I can respect it. I have an understanding of, like, kind of what's going on, and it's dope as shit. But I know, like, Disney started their own card game called Lorcana, and that's like, skyrocket to the moon. People are going crazy over those cards. Just insanity. The resale value is wild as hell on them. And again, another world like I wish I knew more about.
Right.
I will, for the time being, stick to my little collectibles and stuff. Like this morning, I'm texting Mark at 6 a.m. Hey, Mark, guess what I found? In reference to our last episode, Zoids. Go buy Zoids. Let's build them. Like, I will do a fucking time-lapse video of me building a Zoid because I'm a nerd. And I would do that in a heartbeat, not even a question. I'll spend 4 hours doing that shit, and I'll send you guys a time-lapse video on Instagram. Let's do it. I mean, anything else, like anything TV, movie related you wanted to touch base on this episode?
So, I want to get you in your feels a little bit.
Okay, hit me.
So you are obviously the Marvel guy.
I'll take that.
Over me, knowledge-wise, and I'm obviously the DC guy.
Of course, that's what we're here for.
So there's two characters. I'm curious how you feel about this, that have had multiple iterations of them.
Okay.
And each of them, every time, has a tragic backstory that they always decide to show. I, of course, am talking about Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Sure.
And Uncle Ben.
Okay.
In future iterations of these characters that are inevitably going to happen just because of who they are.
Sure.
Do you think it's time to retire the showing of them dying and just kind of pick up in a story where, okay, it's common knowledge now that part of their backstory is that they lost their guardian.
Okay.
Or guardians. Do you think it's time for them, especially with Spider-Man being as polarizing as a character as he is, and such an icon to comics itself, along with Batman, and the history that those characters have? Or in movies, like live action, do you think they should continue to run the storyline in the first opening movie with the new actor, actress, whoever?
So, if I'm not mistaken, and I'd have to search the archives for this, I believe I mentioned this before. However, for those of you that didn't hear, maybe you're new here, my brain is not as good as it used to be, and we're drinking a lot now for these episodes, so bear with me. But I disagree with like retelling that backstory a million times. Now, am I saying that for every iteration for the rest of time, you just don't need to tell that backstory? No, that's never going to be the case. Eventually, there will come a group of people, kids, maybe even adults, that just don't know that story, and that's okay. Maybe they were just fans of Batman like they caught the TV show. Maybe they're watching the Caped Crusader. Batman's already an adult. We don't need to, like, dive into that. And I haven't watched the Caped Crusader, so maybe they do have a Thomas and Martha Wayne episode. I don't know. I'm just, shooting off the cuff here. But this iteration of Spider-Man, Tom Holland, did not have Uncle Ben death.
No, instead they killed Aunt May.
They killed Aunt May, but it took 3 movies. It took 3 movies to kill Aunt May. Well, technically 4. 3? 3. 3 movies.
It was 3.
So it took 3 movies of Spider-Man alone. We're talking like 5 movies of Spider-Man just in the Marvel Universe to kill Aunt May. Which is fine. I think it's fucked up regardless, because, Aunt May, iconic character. But let's look at Green Goblin from Tobey Maguire's universe. Blows Aunt May up. We get it. Like, the entire
But she
point of...
lived in that one.
She did.
Didn't she?
I don't...
Thought she lived.
Maybe she did. It's been a while since I've watched the Tobey Maguire set. It's no excuse. But, there have been attempts on Aunt May's life before. I think the entirety of Spider-Man is he's supposed to be alone. Like, that is his character. Same with Batman. That's why, like, you don't see Batman with long-term love interests in these shows. And I think, like, their characters, while they're parallel and similar, are vastly different. Again, Batman lost his parents, witnessed his parents' death. Spider-Man inevitably causes his uncle's death, his caretaker, his, father, if you will. He causes his death. At least in every iteration of this, like, the telling of the stories in the movies. I don't know the original, if that's how it went down in the original Spider-Man comic, but, like, it is a character building moment. So while it is important, maybe the fact that we've had, in my lifetime alone, 3 Spider-Men, and we'll probably have more, because it's not like we're that old. We skipped over it with Tom Holland. Maybe if you want to retouch it on the next one, but, like, you can go every other or every couple and not tell that story, because I still have that memory.
Right.
And am I saying deviate from the story and change things up entirely? No, absolutely not. I mean, hell, look at Miles Morales. Loses his dad. As a Spider-Man, you incur loss. They mentioned that in the Spider-Verse movies.
Right.
So
I haven't seen the second one yet.
Okay,
I've seen the first one, though.
Spider-Men lose.
Right.
It is a multiversal guarantee.
Oh, also, have you finished Spider-Man 2 yet?
The game, I have not.
There's a certain set of side quests. The spider bots. Mm-hmm. Find all of them. There is a Spider-Verse Easter egg in the game.
I saw a spoiler for it a while back.
And you can actually unlock those suits.
Oh, Spider-Verse
where
suits?
it's like digitized or
yeah,
whatever,
okay.
and they're like glitching.
I like that. That's pretty cool. I love how they like
in the animation style.
Oh, dude, I love.
But everything else is like real life, so
Okay.
it's just weird.
I'm about it though. You know what? That's pretty cool. It's Miguel O'Hara, right? Spider-Man 2099. That's the Easter egg.
Well, you can get those suits too, but yeah, he's in it. But there's somebody else. Like I said, I haven't seen the second one. It's like a bartender.
Okay.
And like you collect all the spider bots, and then she like pops up and then steals them all, and then the dimensional hole closes.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't beaten the game yet. It's been one of those things that's like on my list, and my list is sadly ever growing as I sit here and text you things, and I'm like, I'm going to start doing this, and that's how my brain works. I'm like, I should start this and maybe finish it, and I'll get there when I get there. Who knows? I have a half-built Lego Iron Man head. Why is it only half built? Because I got distracted in the middle of building it, and well, you know how that works. So off we go with 17,000 other projects, and we'll get there when we get there. But yes, I don't know. Those are 2 huge characters. I mean,
so ready? So you're directing the next Spider-Man movie.
Ooh.
It's brand new person playing it. I don't care who. Mm-hmm. It's not Tom Holland.
No, fuck that.
Are you putting Uncle Ben's death in your origin story movie for that new actor?
Here's the thing, and I think I said this in an episode before too. Why do we need to tell the young adult Peter Parker story? Why do we need to tell the Peter Parker story? Why can't I tell another Spider-Man story? A Miguel O'Hara. Why can't I tell a Spider-Gwen? Why does it have to be Peter Parker? No, I don't tell that story. I direct a different movie. I direct completely different.
So which Spider-Man would you want to do?
Oh, if I had to pick a Spider-Man, that's a tough one, like really tough, because there is not necessarily right or wrong answers, but there are polarizing answers. So, shit.
Hey, we'll veer away from this one because, like you said, we've talked about it before.
Okay.
So, guys, go back, check out our older episode. So we'll go this way. Who is, like, your Marvel, obviously, knowledge is there. Comics, movies, whatever. Hands down, comic book, movie-wise, who is your favorite character?
Well, my favorite character has always been Iron Man, but He's been done. We've been there. We've done that. We've got the resurrection. Live long enough to see yourself become Doctor Doom. If that's news to you, I'm so sorry.
No.
Oh no, I'm talking the viewers. If you haven't heard this yet, you clearly
spoilers.
live under a rock, honestly. But my biggest thing, if I would pick someone new, now you can't go like Squirrel Girl because that's just so niche and like such a small sect of like the Marvel universe. But like we got the big three, we got our Cap, we got our Thor, we got our Iron Man. We have so many people. Like, give me a Moon Knight movie. I'd have been cool with that prior to the series because he's a badass superhero.
Right.
Even if you wanted to like expand on some of these characters, like I love the fact that Sam Wilson's getting his own stuff now. I know a fourth Captain America movie with him starring. He got his own TV series. I would do a Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier, like
his time as the Winter Soldier.
Teetering the line of PG-13 rated R. Like,
well, Kevin Feige did say that there is going to be more rated R projects.
See, like, god damn, that is what we need.
You need that mix, because like there are some comic book characters that you just can't do in a PG-13 movie.
Punisher.
I'm sorry, you cannot have a good Punisher. You could not, like, absolutely could not have a good Professor Pig from Batman. Mm-hmm. Like, Blade. I mean, there's so many characters out there that, like, literally...
Just, they're not
meant to be PG. Like, even Deadpool.
Again, I'm so glad Disney went the route that they did and allowed for it to go in the direction it did. We're going to do an entire episode on Deadpool Wolverine. Mark still has to see it. And we're going to watch that together. And we're going to do some big time like reacts to it. Because it is a movie. I've watched it, I think, 2 or 3 times now. It's so good.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, there absolutely are characters that cannot exist in a PG world. I would even take an R-rated Daredevil series just strictly because of how badass he is. And like, I'm not saying just like murder. Like I'm saying like I want to see people get like bloodied up because that's who he is.
You know who I want to see have, not that like the rating matters, but I would love to see either a PG-13 borderline rated R or a rated R movie. A Reverse Flash origin.
Oh yeah, that would be good. I would do that. I would do that in Godspeed. Either or, because they're both pretty violent people, and like that would be amazing. Now, obviously, the whole Ezra Miller thing, like I don't know where that's kind of going to end up with the Flash.
I'm sure he's done,
and that's fine. We can retcon that
unless somebody buys the Snyderverse and continues on the Snyderverse story that Zack Snyder was doing. But even still, sure there's going to be a new... Because, I mean, they're retconning Batman. They're retconning Superman.
Yep.
They're retconning everybody. The only one I think that kind of might stay is... Well, no, they even said Gal Gadot's out, right?
Yeah. Aquaman?
Yeah, like...
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing is, I don't think he's going to be Aquaman in the new DCU.
But here's the thing.
And I don't want him to be. Momoa? I don't want him to be Aquaman. He was a great Aquaman. Don't get me wrong.
He was a great Aquaman.
But I think he would be a better Lobo.
Oh, dude, he was a bad fucking Lobo. That would be amazing.
And we've talked about that before in one of our fan castings, but I stand by it. Momoa for Lobo. Hashtag Momoa for Lobo.
I could see that because he's an intimidatingly large man with long hair, the facial hair.
Lobo is just a space pirate on a motorcycle, dude. He's a bounty hunter. That's it. That's all he does.
He's a bad dude.
Like Momoa could easily play that character.
Oh, absolutely. He would kill it. And I think that would be a pretty sweet casting. Again, multiverse. Anyone can be anyone. That's just how it works, sadly. And that's why I think getting us a new Flash, that should be fairly easy. While I would love to see Grant Gustin on the big silver screen, I'm cool with that not happening. I understand it probably won't happen, but...
Now, what I want James Gunn to do is start the new DCU. I know that we literally just had the Flash movie. I know it was semi-representative of the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah, it
However,
was loosely based.
Yeah, but I think we should get a true Flashpoint paradox movie to reboot everything. So you just have whoever your new Flash is going to be your new Flash. You bring back, like, I don't know the relationship between Gunn and all them, but you bring back Godot, you bring back everybody, Affleck, Cavill, just for the first portion of the movie.
Maybe the first, like, 20 minutes.
Exactly. Flash goes back. You now have a war with a different Aquaman, with a different Wonder Woman between them two.
Thomas Wayne.
You get your Thomas Wayne, and then he goes back, but it's a different Bruce Wayne, and then that's who your new cast.
Realizes that he fucked up.
Exactly, because now things are like, it's still Bruce Wayne, but like it's a different person.
Okay, yeah, I can see
so
that.
you keep the Flash as like the new person, so you don't bring back Ezra Miller.
He's your anchor person now. So like he is the person that is going to traverse between worlds and essentially stay the same.
Exactly.
I'm cool with that.
Then from there you go into whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I suggest is your first Batman movie, do not have the villain be Joker. We've seen it. It's been done.
Even Penguin.
I wouldn't mind. See?
Mr. Freeze.
Now, see, did you watch Gotham?
The series? Yeah.
Okay, so, see, I feel like Penguin and Riddler in that show, I forget the actor's name that played them, but both of them did, like, don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey and Danny DeVito, hands down, Hall of Famers when it comes to actors, like icons, fucking legends. But the show Gotham, the way that they portrayed Penguin and Joker, or not Joker, Riddler, like they were so good.
Dude, Cameron Monaghan as the Joker killed it. I know he wasn't like technically named the Joker.
The idea of the Joker. Come on, we're not stupid. They were like, look, we're gonna call him this, but you know what it is.
And like every villain they had in that show itself was iconic strictly because it was told from Gordon's point of view as like a young Bruce Wayne, kind of branching out on his own, expressing his emotions, battling his demons.
And Alfred was a badass like he's supposed to be.
And that was fucking fantastic.
Nobody realizes, like, I see so many people, like, I'll be talking to them and they'll be like, oh yeah, like Batman just says Alfred. And it's like, Alfred? Dude. Like, oh my god, if you watch the like animated movies, oh my god, Alfred is a monster. There's a Court of Owls movie, I think it's Bad Blood. It's called Batman Bad Blood. It's animated, but like the main villains are the Court of Owls. Mm-hmm. And there's one part where Alfred just goes straight, I don't care, with a shoddy. And
okay, I know what you're talking about. Great. I mean, and even in...
And like he's ex, like, I think it's... What's
British military? He's like British Special Forces.
Yeah, he was like British Special Forces. He was like in their Air Force. Like he's a real deal. Like honestly, like if I had to pick a sidekick that would like fight with me in like an apocalypse, Alfred would be a contender.
Absolutely. Like people without superpowers, Alfred's definitely like up there.
Alfred or Krillin?
Yeah, right.
Like if we're going humans,
yeah,
Alfred or Krillin, dude. Like Krillin's another underrated character. Like, you're opening up another can.
Another callback from last episode.
That's honestly a good one. Cause see, Roshi's up there in age. Now, are we talking in their prime? Like, are we going Jackie Chun Roshi, or are we saying like current Dragon Ball Super Roshi?
I would always take anyone in their prime. Like, look at like Alfred in his prime would be a fucking.
I think Alfred now.
Correct.
Yeah, Roshi is a monster. In the best of ways.
Oh, dude, he's a beast.
And he takes no sass at all, which I love.
I think one of my favorite memes about like the Dark Knight series is when Batman's on the ground, or I got Bruce Wayne's on the ground, and he has like that fucking flaming log on top of him. He's like, why do you do all those push-ups?
Why do you all do all them bloody push-ups if you can't even lift the log?
Like, that's just such a, and it's hilarious because that's Alfred.
The thing I love about that scene is the face he makes to Alfred after he gets the sass. He's like, but there's a scene in one of the animated movies where Damien's talking to Alfred, right? He's like, I forget what Damien says exactly. He says something along the lines of like, I'm so lucky you're not my father. And literally Alfred's like, yes, it is in your best interest that I'm not, and just turns around and just walks out. Like,
Rips him. Fucking awesome.
it's like when he like first meets him too. Like, it's not even like, oh, okay, like I'm just gonna take it easy. Like, it's like, no, like straight for the throat.
I fucking love it. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think to get back slightly on track, we got derailed for a second there, but
I like derailings.
I do too. We don't need retellings of the same story over and over and over again. Again, every couple iterations, if you want to hit me with a new story, that's fine. I'm not saying deviate. I'm not saying change it up. Make it your own, but like stick to that manuscript that we have. You know, it's tried and true. But I want new heroes. I want interesting heroes. You know, like we had Blue Beetle. I think that was an interesting choice. Again,
I fairly enjoyed that movie.
The casting was good.
Too,
I liked the movie. I liked the concept of it. I'm a huge fan for I'm a sucker for special effects at this point because they're getting like so good. But that was a cool movie. I think it did what it was intended to do, and it was supposed to just be entertaining. It wasn't like anything crazy. Shazam. I love Shazam. Zachary Levi? Are you kidding me?
I don't know if he's still going to be Shazam though now.
Even if you change it up, like I grew up watching him as Chuck. And like if you don't know that show, go check out the show Chuck. It's Zachary Levi is like a dude who works for essentially what Geek Squad is, and then he gets like this implanted, or not implanted, I guess, he gets like, I don't know how to describe it. He opens a laptop and becomes this fucking like CIA monster. And he's got every karate move and firearms manuscript and all of these like things just in his brain because he opened the laptop from his friend who worked for the government. And like, it's just this wild concept of a TV show, and it feels like a fever dream. There's this guy who worked for Geek Squad who is now like an international assassin. And it's just such a fucking cool show, and it was way ahead of its time. And I would love to see like a reboot of that now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like talking out of my ass because they might fuck that up. But great show. Honestly, one of the good shows.
It's one of the ones I used to catch here and there, but I've never watched like beginning to end.
Dude,
like I've seen the majority of the show.
Yeah.
But I've never seen like beginning to end, which if you do like shows like kind of like what you're describing, it's a little bit different, but along the same lines, the show Blacklist.
Okay.
It has
So I haven't watched it. I've seen stuff about it and it looks super cool. It's just one of those shows that I'm like, I know I need a lot of time to dive into this.
So basically it's you have this like super high ranking like world crime boss.
Okay.
Turn himself in. But he will only work with one agent.
Is that Robert California from The Office?
Yes. Also, Ultron.
Yes, it is Ultron. That is right.
I can't think of his name right now. It's
I can't either.
John Spader?
Yeah.
James Spader. But dude, I'm not gonna lie. It trails off and it gets bad. I would say though the first like 4 or 5 seasons, dude, it's so good because basically like it's a very morally challenging show.
Okay. I like that.
Because yes, he's helping them catch all these like super bad people in the world, like arms dealers, like heads of countries, things like that. However, he's doing it to help build his criminal empire, even though he's an undercover informant. But it's so good.
See, I like that. I'm about that kind of stuff. Because that's actually like fun. And again, like you said, it's morally challenging, which I think is one of the big things for me as like, because again, we watch TV and movies and we listen to the radio and podcasts and all these things to escape. It's escapism. We play video games and tabletop games and read books. It's all an escapism. And you want things that you're not going to do day to day. You know, you're waking up, you're going to work, your commute back and forth, your dinner, your dog walks, your workouts, whatever you do that's monotonous day in and day out. That's what these things are for. They're for the escape from those daily trivial things that we're doing. So yeah, if you can give me a morally ambiguous TV show or a show about a guy who is just a Geek Squad employee who happens to now be like a super assassin and is like slowly learning his powers and abilities, or like a show about the Flash who is just a normal guy who gets struck by lightning and becomes a superhero. Like those are things that, again, we're jump back. I know Stan Lee is not DC, but like when Stan Lee was writing comics, or like Jack Kirby, when these guys are writing comics, they're talking to the kid and the imaginative in all of us.
Right.
So like that's really what drew me into this kind of stuff. That's why what keeps me in this world. That's what keeps me young, is the easiest way to put it. Like, I love watching that stuff. Like, I would still wake up Saturday mornings with a bowl of cereal and watch cartoons. Like, I don't care. It's genuinely it's that escapism that I look for. I go to work every day.
So you ready? I got a recommendation for you. So when you finally, get the kids to bed and all that, and you and your wife have nighttime for yourselves, check out the movie The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay.
Have you watched that yet?
I have not, but it sounds interesting.
Okay. So you ready? So you know the meme with Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage?
Oh, yeah, they're driving the car.
Where they're driving the car and they just like turn and they just smile at each other. It's that movie.
Okay.
But it's so good. So Nicolas Cage plays himself, but nobody else does. And basically, like, so he's an actor struggling with the fact that, like, he can't really get roles anymore, and this and that. He's like a huge personality, and this and that. And basically, Pedro Pascal plays like this this crime lord who like invites him to his kid's birthday party.
Interesting. I like it.
But he's also a huge fan of Nicolas Cage, so he has like a whole like safe room full of like Nicolas Cage movie memorabilia.
That's fucking amazing,
dude. But it's such a funny movie. Like, I swear to God, like you and your wife need to check it out.
We're watching it. That's like on the list now. I like that kind of stuff. I'm definitely all about getting again an escapism. And if you have a movie like, remember, like This Is the End, where every famous person just played themselves. Like, that's such a cool concept because, again, it's funny. It brings people back down to earth.
I love the story of how Channing Tatum ended up in that movie.
Oh my God, dude.
Literally, he's like, I don't know what I was drinking. I don't know what I was doing at the time. He's like, I got an email saying, hey, like, we want you to be in this movie. I was like, yeah, sure.
And this is what he's doing in this movie.
And he ended up being Danny McBride's,
bitch.
Pretty much, yeah.
Channing Tatum. Fucking hilarious, dude. Yeah, that movie was something else, man. Honestly, like, it really was up there, like, on the list of this is fucked up. Like, and I think that's what I liked about it, honestly. Like,
and the scariest thing is, like, I feel like that's how it really, not completely would be, but like, I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, who's to know how the world's gonna end? But like, I could see Hollywood cannibalizing each other. Absolutely, 110%. Like, fucking hilarious. That's awesome. That's another movie I gotta go like back and rewatch at this point.
Just the fact that the Backstreet Boys show up at the end.
That's so good.
I love Danny McBride when he's finally like getting saved. Is it Danny? No, is it Seth? Who's getting saved when they're like, yeah, I'm getting saved, and then they start dropping it, and they're like, no.
I think it's Danny. Is it Danny McBride?
He's like, yeah, fuck you guys, I'm getting saved,
Danny.
and then he starts dropping it. He's like, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, they had so many like big name actors and actresses in that movie. It was just fucking hilarious. Honestly, 10 out of 10 for just like stupid movies that I could rewatch, and like I don't need to really be paying attention to it because it's there for comedic and entertainment purposes only. So I know, Mark, since we're doing the trivia time team up, say that 3 times fast, trivia time team up. The alliteration in that is insane, but I know you wanted to ask some trivia questions to our listeners, and we'll post them on our Instagram as well. You can interact with it there. So shoot some trivia at me. All
right, so first, we're going to go into the X-Men universe.
Okay, all right.
Who is Colossus's love interest?
I'll give you guys a few minutes, or not a few minutes, I guess. At this point, we're getting close to our time. I'll give you guys a few seconds to answer this question. All right, Mark, for those that are still listening, hit us with the answer.
I'm curious. Do you know the answer?
I actually don't. I'm going to be honest with you.
They do show it in, I believe it's X2? Is that the one they attack the mansion?
I think so. Oh, shit.
So they kind of hint at it there.
Okay.
Just Kitty Pryde.
Real? Okay. Okay. I can see it. It's just she hasn't had much screen time since, I think, those movies. Very little at the most.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
All right. I got a pretty easy one for you. The first person to be Robin has now grown up to become who?
Ooh, this is a good one. We've actually spoken in this entire episode about Robins and the succession of Batman. So if you didn't get this one, that would be Mr. Dick Grayson.
AKA?
Nightwing.
Let's see.
God, love that one. That's a great one. He's my favorite.
The master of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is Splinter. Which mutated form of what animal is he?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's an interesting one. Huge TMNT fan. Grew up on Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time. Big shout out to my cousin Rocco for forcing me to play that pretty much every time I slept at his house. So Master Splinter is a
rat.
He's a rat, just like Chuck E. Cheese.
All right, let's see. And the last question I got for you guys. So these are all the pretty easy ones. So I'm going to vary it through episodes. I'll give you some medium, some hard. So, in the DC universe, what method does Darkseid use to travel through time and space? Also, Cyborg.
Ooh.
So what method does he use? Do you know the answer?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know if I know the answer. Like, I've seen enough of this stuff. I think I know what they're called. I could, and again, I very well could be wrong. Is it the same thing as what they use in Young Justice to go to the space station?
Refresh me.
The boom tubes? All right,
You are absolutely correct. Boom tubes.
That's what I assumed that they were, because that's what they use in Young Justice to, like, travel to the space station that they're on. All right, cool. So, guys.
Ready? I'll give you a bonus one just before we go. This is for you.
Ooh, all right.
What is Gambit's secret identity?
Oh, Remy LeBeau.
Remy LeBeau.
About to make a name for myself here.
And with that, guys, I think we're about wrapping it up.
Yes, we are. So thank you so much for listening. Guys, we look forward to seeing you out at different trivia events.
Please come out, dude.
Yes,
support it.
Face-to-face with us. You get to hang out, mention the episode, mention the podcast. We'll buy you a drink.
Give us some topics to talk about. Pick our
absolutely.
brains. We want to pick yours. Come interact with us, guys.
We love it. And last but not least, I'm Steve.
I'm Mark.
And guys, we'll catch you next time.